Okay, welcome back, Jewels and Gems. And my bun is crooked and I can't fix it right now, so if it bothers you, it bothers me as well. So just know you're not alone. I hate that this is agony. I want it like right here. I might just do it like this. The whole video like this. But no guys, I'm back with another video, and this video probably is not going to be edited because I'm trying to work out some kinks right now. My editor, this video is probably going to go up the same day that I'm recording it, which is 4:55 in the morning, March the 24th. So 20 days after my birthday. I do have my birthday vlog recorded that I never posted from March 6th. And I also have my weekend in Miami, which was last week on the 15th. All that's in my phone. It's just not on YouTube. But I'm gonna try to talk louder because I'm not using my editor, which means I can't turn the volume up on this video. So whatever volume I talk in is whatever you guys are gonna get. But with that being said, just know that my channel, in case you missed any of my lives, I mentioned today on my live, well yesterday, on my live that I'm going to start doing more so of a Storytime channel where I talk about my raunchy youth, where I have a lot of crazy things that have happened to me that I just want to start to share because I'm now into a space in life where I've moved past most of those and I can laugh about it or just talk about it. So I don't want anybody thinking that I'm still in these situations that I'm gonna end up talking about, or that I'm still dealing with these people in a matter that's harmful for myself. That is not the case at all. Every person that's mentioned in all these videos, you could say the beef has been squashed. Not every single person, but majority of the people. So I'm gonna start now. I gotta put a note in here so I don't mess up people's names. I'm making up names right now. Sorry guys, normally this would be cropped out of the video, but we're gonna roll with the punches. All right, I got my names. So as you guys can see by the title, it is crazy, but I'm gonna give a disclaimer in the beginning. It was all by accident. It was not premeditated. It was not on purpose. It was not an ill intention. It just, like they say, this world is so small. So if you were on my live, you've heard 75% of the story already. You've heard the raunchy details of it all. But if you're back and you did watch the live, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for watching my lives. On my lives, I normally give exclusive story times that I don't repeat, or that I accidentally slip up and say names, or give details to different things or different people, because I can't edit it live. And you know, sometimes you try to, but you're human, so you mess up. And people who actually watch my lives love my lives. So if you want exclusive story times that I may never get to record, just watch. Girl, you ain't gonna miss nothing. It's the tea. So this story time revolves around the time I lost my virginity, which I have already noted previously that I do not know exactly when I lost my virginity. Now, let's get into that prelogue of this story time. I don't know why I lost my virginity, because when I lost my virginity, I was moving into my junior year, senior year of high school, but I was having sex and didn't know I was having sex. I know that sounds so crazy, but when you're naive, dumb, and young, you really don't know a lot. So the guy that I lost my virginity to, which we're gonna name him Tater, so country, Tater was 20 at the time, and I was 16. I knew Tater, or knew about him, communicated with him for I don't even know how many years before we actually even met, because Facebook was more really popping back then. So anybody in the city had Facebook and everybody was friends. My city that I live in now is very small, so everybody really know everybody. So I had him on Facebook and we used to chat all the time and inbox. And at the time I didn't know how old he was, and I'm pretty sure he probably didn't know how old I was either, because in order to make a Facebook you had to lie about your age. So I think on my Facebook I had like I was 20 or something like that, but I never posted like I was 20. I just used that to get a Facebook account, but I never was like, oh, I'm 20. Like, no, I still made posts in high school and took pictures with my high school friends and stuff like that and posted on my timeline. So I looked young and all my friends were young, and I was taking pictures at a high school. So, you know, context clues will tell you this girl is not grown. So anyways, me and Tater was talking for a few years in inbox, and finally he moved into my city because he stayed in my county. Well, he used to live in my city, then he moved into another city in the same county. That's why we were only ever talking on Facebook. Then he ended up moving back into the city, and that's when we finally met, like 2 or 3 years later. So when we met, I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. I mean, all right, he dark skin, little haircut, big lips, kind of muscular. All right, I mean, I give him a 7, 8, you know, out of 10, you know, in person. He looks exactly like his Facebook picture. So, and he was so nice to me when we met. I'm sorry, guys. And I was like telling him, like, you know, I'm like 16. And he was like, whoa, that's crazy. I was like, yeah. He was like, well, we can see like how this work or whatever. And so I'm thinking, I almost bit my lip. I'm thinking that he's gonna say like he don't want me or nothing like that because, oh, I'm jailbait. Cause that was the term that we used to use like with girls, cause there were girls around the city who purposely lied about their age or like perpetrated like they were older, but everybody knew they was jits. If you're not from Florida, jit mean like you're a kid, jits. So I was not one of them girls, but we all knew the girls who were false bait. So I didn't want him to think I was trying to be jailbait on the low, and I'm like, he still wanted to talk to me, okay, like. So anyways, fast forward, me and him ended up hanging out more and more, and I ended up going to his house because he stayed literally across the highway from my mama's apartment, and he has a whole Storytime movie that I'm gonna make about him later. But and I didn't know at the time that what we were doing was considered sex. I was so, my mama never talked about in detail sex. She always told us if we had sex, she would kill us. She never explained what sex was. So my 16, naive-year-old ass, it took months. And that's the part of the Storytime series when I finally asked him, like, what is it that we're doing? That's all in the series. But if you've seen it live, you already know that. Just know it, like, girl, oh my God. So, anyways, fast forward. That's why I really don't know exactly when, because I didn't know when me and Tater were, what we were doing was considered sex. And I don't remember the first time me and him did that. So, anyways, the end of the Storytime series about Tater is going to wrap up with how he ended up moving away. So he moves away again, and I'm all heartbroken, distraught. And a lot of things happen, and then I move on. Not really, but I end up meeting another guy, which we're not talking about him. Okay, I was stupid, young, vulnerable. So he was, the second guy was my second body. He's still in the picture, literally to this day, and not a part of this story, but he's still in the picture about story times I want to do. Then when, okay, with the second guy, it didn't work out because he had baby mamas, drug dealing, he was a lot of drama, girl, I don't even want to talk about it. So I ended up straying away from him a little bit, and then I was, again, always on Facebook. So I ended up meeting this guy who friend requested me, so fucking fine. What we naming him, girl? Poe. Poe is what we naming him. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that because it sounds like poor. Whatever. So Poe sent me a Facebook request and I accepted it. And immediately as soon as I accepted it, he inboxed me. He was like, "Hey, gorgeous, how are you doing? You know, you're so pretty." We was just riding back and forth for weeks, months. And I'm like, you know, he is so sweet to me. And we talking on the phone. And I've already told him, like, I'm 16. I think I was 16 or 17 at the time. Anyways, I'm like, I'm still in high school. I'm not legal. How old are you? And he's like, I'm 20. And I'm like, oh, here we go again with these 20-year-olds. Oh my God. And by the way, I was supposed to make this disclaimer in the beginning. So, listen. Now that I'm 22 years old and I've matriculated into life, adulthood more so, I understand what these men were doing was so disgusting and so wrong. So if anybody gets my comment section like, why are you 16 dealing with, baby, I'm 22 years old. This all happened when I was 16 and I didn't know any better and I didn't have guidance to stop me from doing the things that I was doing. Yes, my mother tried to make sure that we weren't doing this stuff, but I grew up hearing and knowing about younger girls dating older dudes, like, and not from my peers, from my household. My dad is almost 10 years older than my mom. She got pregnant with me at 17, and he was like in his late 20s, almost 30s when he was with her. So she always used to tell me about that, like, your dad was this older guy who, like, it just was so, from what I was hearing, she never made it seem like, she emphasized, like, don't date older guys, but she never made it seem like pedophilia, basically. So I just thought it was like, I guess that's just how it goes. Like, older guys normally talk to younger girls, stuff like that, just don't get pregnant. Like, you get what I'm saying? When a person tell you something but doesn't give you, okay, so somebody say, oh, I date older guys, but don't tell you, don't date older guys if you're underage, because that's technically, they're taking advantage of you. It's not right. When you don't explain behind what you're saying, it doesn't give context to the person that you're telling it to. So my mom just used to always tell us that my sisters, our dad are a lot older than my mom. So I just thought it was normal. But I'm not in that place. I'm not a 22-year-old that prides on younger guys, younger girls. I don't look at them that way. I think it's, now that I look at it now, I'm like, it's fucking disgusting that they would even talk to me, touch me, or even be on the phone with me. I'm like, I was in fucking high school. I was a baby. I didn't know anything. And these dudes, real life, was holding relationships with me. I'm like, ugh, perverts. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I wouldn't want anything to do with a nigga in high school. You can give me nothing. You bring nothing to the table. Like, ugh. So now that I'm older, I realize what the fuck these dudes was doing was so wrong. Anyways, so back to Poe. Me and Poe were talking on the phone, getting to know each other, whatever. And finally, he was like, hey, I really want to meet you. Can we, meet up one day after you got out of school? And I was telling him, like, I can't. My mom is really strict. She gets off work when we get out of school, and she doesn't really let us go beyond our block. And from where my mom's apartment is, she still lives in the same apartment. She can see the whole neighborhood from where she said, I can't see you, then you went too far down the road. So I didn't have a lot of freedom. I had a very strict mother. So I told him, like, the only way you're going to be able to see me is, like, a day that maybe I have to stay after school for extracurricular activity. We had, like, an activity bus where it would come at 4:30 and another bus would come at 5:30. And so that was for all the kids that stayed across town that went to my school. So I told him, like, maybe I can tell my mama that I have a meeting with one of my clubs and you could come see me when we get out of school at 2 and we can hang out, and then at 4 o'clock just run me back to the school so I can get on the bus. Real sneaky girl shit. So I'm so nervous telling the story. Like, Mama, I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Mama don't know any of this. I've never told her this. She still think I lost my virginity my senior year of high school. Oh, was it my senior year she thought I lost it? Or my junior year? Then my junior year she thought I lost it. But girl, it was in the summer of my junior year. It's so crazy. So he came and picked me up, and little did I know, he stayed 5 minutes away from my high school. So the first time we met, I don't think we did anything because I still was a conservative girl. So I was more so at the time worried about my body count. Now, girl, I don't even know what the fuck my body count is. I don't give a fuck what a body who, girl. Run me the STD testing. Run me that. I don't care if you got 300 bodies. As long as them tests come back clear, that's all I give a fuck about. So, but back then when I was in high school, I didn't know much about STDs. I only cared about how many people did you sleep with. Like, you know, soul ties, bitch. So I'm just like, you know, I wanted to keep my body count really for real at 2. I was already at 2, and it hadn't been a year since I lost my virginity. So I'm like, girl, you going a little too fast, sweetie. Slow the fuck down. So I don't think initially we had sex because I know for a fact, especially when I lost it, every single day I was concerned about like not adding to my body count. So I distinctly remember that shit. So eventually we did end up getting it in, and it became a routine where he would come bring me lunch. He'll come like days off. He'll come see me. I would stay after school on purpose. On multiple days I didn't have nothing to do, or whenever I did have meetings or step practice or whatever, like after I would leave, he would come get me. I had to be really sneaky about it because my sister also was in high school with me. And, you know, sometimes she will also just want to stay at the school because my mom was so strict that it was like, what you doing all that for? You want to make a cameo? Come on, Daddy. Jump. Jump. They want, the people want to see you. Say, hey, Say. Hey, Daddy. Look at my little baby. Look at this ponytail. I just think he wanted to be seen because nobody was even out to go. But yeah, so it would be days she would also just want to stay at the school. Stop. She would just want to stay at the school too, just to like be away from our household because it was so toxic. Still is toxic, but it's a lot better. So yeah, sometimes I would have to, oh God, be like, you know, real like, he's licking the crap out of me. I'm about to put you on the floor. Real sneaky about it because if she was staying at school, he can't come get me because I know whenever she's done with what she's doing, she's gonna want to sit and chill with me until the bus comes. Like, that's my sister. So I just used to be like, some days I can't come. But it got to the point where I was seeing him sometimes like 5 or 6 days out of the week. It was real OD, like it was real OD to the point where it's like we basically fell into a relationship because we was having sex every day all the time. And then I was always with him. He would bring me lunch, he would hang out, but we never went on an official date because guess what? He was 20 and I was 16. So we wouldn't really ever be seen in public, but it felt like a relationship. So then it ended up turning into a relationship. He just all up on me, girl. It was crazy. So it went from us just talking and texting on the phone to us sleeping around, sneaking around, doing all type of crazy shit, to him like getting very upset, like if he even heard dudes in the background, or like, oh, you talking to somebody else, or like, ugh, girl. He got a Storytime series too. So he like, what, him too? But yeah, so anyways, fast forward, it's going into like, I don't even know, like a year and a half of us doing that. I'm his chick or whatever, I guess, girl. I'm his chick or whatever. So this is a weekend day. He wanted me to come really early in the morning. Really, he wanted me to stay the night before, but I told him like, I can't do that. Like my mama, the type of mama, like, she need to see the person that I'm with leave with me with their parent, so that she know that I'm really going with them. And she need their address. She needs somebody's phone number. Like, she really is like, you're not finna just go to any nobody's house. My mom was not this type of parent. Like, you're not finna just stay with anybody. I need to know them. I need to trust them. They need to have been around before. Baby, you about to go on the flow. Daddy, get another chair. He probably ain't gonna like that. But he probably about to jump off. But yeah, so she, you're distracting. You're so distracting. Stop, you pull your ponytail. So, he distracted me, y'all. Get on the flow. I can't do this like this. So, anyways, it got to the point where it's like, I told him, like, I can't do that type of stuff because we already being risky. Sometimes damn near getting caught. And then you want me to stay the night, I don't have no good lie or a good friend to lie on. So, how about this? How about I just come really early in the morning, because my mom used to work, like, she still worked this shift, like 6 a.m. to like 3:30 or something like that. It's like something like that time. She normally doesn't get home till about like 3, 4 in the afternoon. So I said, how about this? We wait until my mama leave, and then we wait an hour, about an hour-ish. Come get me, and then from there I'll spend the day with you until she gets off work. So that was the plan, right? At the time, he had a car. The whole time, me and him, that whole year before and the year and a half, he had a car. So when we made the plan, he messaged me like really early in the morning. He was like, hey, I had to let my sister borrow my car. So me and my homeboy, my friend, we gonna come get you in the morning. And I'm like, I don't like the sound of that. Cause I've always been the person like scared to be, you know, in the room with too many men or alone by myself with men or people in general, because, you know, people do evil deeds. So although I had been dealing with him for a year, it still was like, who is this friend and why did the friend gotta come? The friend can't let you borrow the car? I'm asking all type of questions. He's like, babe, like, me and him been friends for years. It's like damn near my best friend. He's very trustable. I already told him, like, it's just a pick up and drop off situation. My sister gonna have the car back before what's like 2 o'clock or something like that. So we gonna be able to get you back home. You know, he ain't gonna be, he ain't gonna be lingering around the apartment. He just literally dropping us off. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, at this point, fuck it, whatever. I guess I get to meet your homeboys. Cause at the time I hadn't met. He showed me pictures and stuff like that, like his homeboys and like pictures that he had around his room. He would tell me like this person, that person, whatever. Oh, we used to kick it back in fucking high school and shit like that. But I never was formally introduced. Unlike the first, what's his name, Tater. Tater lived with a few of his homeboys. Like, it was like a house, like a three bedroom or 4 bedroom house. And I subsequently met the friends. So he had introduced me to his friends. Now, Poe, on the other hand, only told me about his friends. Like, if it was pictures on his Facebook or pictures around the room, or we was having a conversation about something back in the past, he would then tell me about that person. But I never, like, hey, y'all, this is my girl, this is such and such. Never happened. So, and I'm pretty sure the reason why was because, bitch, I'm 16. So, anyways, so I'm like, who is this friend? Like, I'm going back to my memory bank of the people that he's shown me, and I'm like, who is this person? Because I don't want to be around somebody I don't know. Like, I'm very scary. So, anyways, I told him, like, you cannot park on my street because my neighborhood growing up, it was a village raising a family for real. So if somebody was like coming through somebody's back door, or somebody sneaky was hanging around, or in the front door, or walking around the house too much, neighbors calling neighbors, neighbors telling neighbors. It's been times where I done been snitched on by a neighbor. Like, So I told him, like, you can't come pick me up on the street because somehow, some way, although it's 7 in the morning, somebody's gonna see you and they're gonna tell my mother. So you gotta park down the street. I shouldn't have been doing none of this. You gotta park down the street at the gas station on the corner. When you park there, let me know. Then I'll leave out the back door and go through the backyard to get to the gas station. So he called me. He's like, hey, babe, we're here. Where you at? I'm like, okay, I'm about to leave out the back door now. I got my little hoe bag, and we are off. So I walked to the gas station. I'm just like, you know, tit-tattling on my phone. At the time, this was like when the first, kind of like the first versions of touchscreen phones came out. Like, it was touchscreen, but you still had buttons. I hope y'all remember that. So, I'm just like playing a little game on my phone. I don't remember what it was. And then I finally get to the gas station, and I'm looking. It's like 3 cars there. And it's like an old ass man in a car way off to the end of the gas station, in the car right, like when you get out of the cubby hole from the back of the gas station where I came from. But in the car far, I didn't see anybody. In the car closest, I also didn't see anybody. So I'm like, I'm not gonna walk up to either one of these cars. So I'm just standing there kind of like, okay, I'm about to call him. And as soon as I'm about to call him, this is where it gets crazy. So, I don't remember who got in the car first. Was it babe? Poe got in the car first. Poe got in the car first and was like, babe. Then I looked over, there was the closest car to me. So I'm starting to, yeah, Poe did get out the car first. So I'm starting to walk to the car. Tater gets out the fucking front seat and proceeds to take the, you know, the gas out, like, and put the, you know how you can clink it, and so you don't gotta hold it while the gas is pumping. So I guess that's what they were doing. And Poe was in the passenger seat. Tater was in the front seat. Tater had got out of the car. As I'm walking to Poe, Tater looks me dead in the eye, and I promise I wanted to just melt right there. I wanted to just a pillar of salt, bitch. I'm like, I don't even want to keep walking up to this car. Like, what? This Ashton Kutcher, come on out. This is a prank. This can't be real life. This cannot be real life. So I don't say nothing because I ain't never been in this situation. So I'm like, I'm gonna say not a fucking thing. I go up to Poe, give him a hug and a kiss, and I get in the back seat, and I just bury my head in the video game. And I'm behind the driver's side because I want to be across from Poe so I can see him. Now, Tater didn't say nothing. Tater didn't tell Poe nothing. He didn't look crazy when he seen me. He didn't say nothing crazy to me. Nothing. Now, when we're driving, this is the most awkwardest fucking drive ever. Poe over here introducing me to my, oh, Tater, this is my girl. Her name's Shaye. Shaye, this is Tater. I'm like, hi. Like, you introduced me to somebody I already fucked. Hilarious. So, neither one of us say anything, you know, make it awkward. I just am, my spirit is awkward because I know the truth. My first is sitting here with my boyfriend, and he already told me this is damn near like one of his best friends. But bitch, I ain't never seen him on the picture. You ain't never talked about him in the backstory or nothing. So how the fuck is this your best friend? Because I ain't never seen him. Had you told me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months ago, hey, this is my friend, I would have told you while we was laying in the bed looking at the fucking pictures, oh my God, this is my first. But now here I am stuck in a rock in a hard place, looking crazy as hell. So, oh my God, y'all. I just don't know. I cannot. So tell me why Tater proceeds to put his left hand in the back of the seat. It starts to tap my legs. So I start moving my legs. So I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, bitch, do you think we rekindling some shit? I'm with my nigga. Fuck. So, oh my God. He kept doing it the whole ride. I was not trying to make it obvious to Poe because I didn't want him to be like, they trying to get my homeboy. Like, I didn't want none of that type of confusion to happen. Oh, girl. So we finally get back to, who the fuck, bitch, I'm Poe apartment. Now, Poe stayed by himself in a really nice apartment complex. At the time, we worked their rooms to go, so he was making good money, bro. So when we got in the bed, we didn't initially do anything. We just sat there and talked, whatever. And then we took a nap. And then when we woke up, it just was eating at the stomach line. Like, I couldn't even be around him. It was tearing me up. Like, I was like, I can't breathe, bitch. I can't breathe. So I was like, how would you feel if, you know, you knew or you found out that your girl had did something with one of your homeboys, like your closest friends? And he was like, immediately like, he sat up like, Shay, what you trying to tell me? Like, go ahead and tell me. Like, I don't want you, don't do all that beating around the bush. I'm not for the beating around the bush. Just tell me what's going on. Like, who you did something with, and then like, and who was it? And I'm like, and I finally told him, I was like, Tater is my first. Like, I didn't know y'all was friends. He never talked about you. You never talked about him. I did not know when I went on your Facebook. I didn't see no pictures of him, vice versa. I would have never dealt with you had I known y'all was as close as you saying that y'all are. And he was just like, for a couple minutes, just like looking at me like, you for real? And I'm like, I'm so for real. Like, I keep telling him, like, say something. Like, just say something. So he gets up and he pulled this picture out, this graduation picture out from fuck where, bitch, I don't know. And he pulled a picture out. He's like, you see this picture right here? Man, this been my ex-boo cool since day motherfucking one. You telling me y'all had sex? And I'm like, I'm telling you, he my first. I'm telling you, like, he the reason why I'm having sex with you right now. Like, had he never took it, I probably wouldn't even have indulged in anything with you because I wasn't ready. Like, so he's like, he was really, really upset because he was like, I can't believe you didn't ever tell me. I'm like, I can't tell you something I don't know. Like, that makes no sense. Do you think I wanted to be in that situation? And he was like really kind of like torn up about it. He was kind of like angry, then sad, then mad. And he was like starting to ask a whole bunch of questions. Like, do y'all still communicate? When the last time you seen him? When the last time y'all had sex? He wanted to see the Facebook messages. He wanted to see the text messages. He really was like, I'm not gonna deal with you if you dealing with my homeboy. You're not gonna make me look stupid. Talking about make you look stupid and you 21 dealing with a 17-year-old. Okay, whatever. So he was like really, really like, I need proof that y'all not still fucking. I need to know that the last time y'all had sex was 8 months or however long before me and you met. And I was just like, okay, like I was like, I'm gonna show you, like, girl. I let him like look through my messages. He at first was like, nah, this still something don't sit right with me. I need to talk to him. I'm like, call him. Like, he was like, nah, cause ain't even none of his business. Like, this between me and you. And I was like, it's either like you don't believe me or you're not gonna believe me, because I promise you, me and him been done. And I'm gonna tell y'all a snippet of why me and him was done. 1, he ended up moving away. 2, he ended up getting a girl pregnant while me and him was dealing. And when he did that, I had to cut him off. Because, bitch, you ain't finna have the baby on me. That means you fucking up bitches while you fucking me. That ain't gonna work. So, me and him literally was done. I had already told myself when he did that fuck shit that it was over with. So, I was like, you don't have to worry about me ever going back to him or dealing with him any kind of way. Like, all I ask is if you have friends, especially friends you're close to, you need to introduce them to me and vice versa, so that in case me and you ever break up or whatever, this pond don't never happen again. Cause I didn't like the position that I was put in today. And I even told him like what he did. I was like, while he was driving, he kept trying to touch me, like knowing that you just introduced me as your girlfriend. He still was like trying to play footsie and shit while he driving. So I'm like, clearly he don't have enough respect for you as a person. So maybe you should check him. Maybe you should say something to him, because I know me as a woman, as a woman who loves you. At this point, I'm not gonna do nothing wrong. But your homeboys, these niggas for everybody. At this point, they don't give a fuck. Friends, family, they don't care if you was a daddy. Just niggas are grimy like that. So me and him ended up making up, fixing it. We were still dealing. Me and him were dealing for years after that, up until when I was about to go off into college. And his Pose Storytime series is probably one of the juiciest, craziest, wildest, juicy story times that I have for you guys. I know I talked about my stripper story times. I know I talked about me dating married men, my manager. Those were great. Those was recent, you know, within the last couple years. But these, the ones that seasoned good and is aged well, his Storytime series, I would say probably could get 5 videos, maybe 6. It's a lot that happened with us. So right now, I'm done with the story time. It's a story time movie. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to give too many details away, but I will just put it at the end of this video so I know what to record next. My next story time that I'm gonna go into, which is actually going to be about Tater. So we're gonna break it down. So I'm gonna start my first series about Tater. Then, guys, I guess we can move into, because I want to go in order so it makes sense to me, but I don't want to confuse you guys. So if you made it this far, comment below and let me know. Should I do Tater, Poe, and then the second guy that I ever had sex with, his story time? Or should I do Tater, second guy I ever had sex with, then Poe? Because these 3 men, I didn't have sex with a guy my age until my 4th body. This is the person that my mom knew I was having sex with. He's juicy too. Girl. Listen, when I first started having sex, I had the craziest story times. The craziest things happened to me. That was God trying to tell me to stop, but bitch, I was still on go. But tell me which order I should do, because regardless of whatever order, once we get all them out the way, we're going to move into that 4th person, because he was technically my first love, and he has a lot to do with who and why I am the way I am now. And he's one of the first and only guys that my mom has met, liked, and welcomed into our home. So just stay tuned, because I have a lot more raunchy story times where it's going to get very detailed. It's going to include, involve, or be centered around sex. So if you have sensitive ears and you can't handle that type of stuff, girl, you gotta move around, because baby, this channel is for adults. What it's called? Adult Swim, adult film, bitch. This is adult film, okay? And I do not mean porn. I just want y'all to know that in advance. This finna get real fucking crazy. But without further ado, thank you so much, Jules and Gems, for watching my video, and I cannot wait to see you in another one. Peace.